A new rumor says one of the biggest attraction at Disney's Hollywood studios is officially down for refurbishment. While that refurbishment is regularly scheduled, there may be something going on there that is more than meets the eye. No, where they're not putting in Transformers. We're talking about Rock and Roller Coaster and how it is in desperate need of repair and maybe more. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and with me is the expert on all things theme park, Mr. Vash Sky. How you doing?
Well, thank you so much, Jonas, and all things theme park, man, that's awesome. But today we're going to be talking about not only just theme parks, but a little bit of rock and roller coaster, yeah! All right, sorry, I got a little excited there.
I'm sorry, you're just too darn loud. You're just too
Thank you. It's perfect.
All right, do we want to get into it? Let's take it away. We have an article from Mickey Views.
Yes, so we do. Mickey Views, this was January 21st, 2024, written by Braden himself. Ride fire warnings, rubber fumes, allegations, paint, sorry state at Rock and Roller Coaster. The following report on Rock and Roller Coaster is constructed from the unverified allegations of multiple cast members under the condition of anonymity. So what are those allegations? Well, they go on to say right here, on January 8th, 2024, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith closed at Disney's Hollywood Studios for a lengthy refurbishment. Okay, we all knew that was on the refurbishment calendar. Good to go.
I will say last time that they closed down for a refurbishment, everyone was sure that they were going to kick Aerosmith out and try to replace them with someone else.
Right, I do remember that speculation. I believe, Jonas, you made the suggestion that Queen might be something you look at. Right?
That's absolutely correct. And the reason I say that is, one, pretty much all demographics like Queen, and also Freddie Mercury has passed on, so he can't make any more troublesome allegations come out of the woodwork.
That's actually very true. that has to be included in the in attempting to link up with any named talent. Let's say, right?
We've
seen a lot of these things go south. It is actually Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith included, but that's neither here nor there. The indefinite closure of Rock and Roller Coaster follows another lengthy refurbishment that took place less than a year ago from February through May. It is very unusual at Disney attraction to have such frequent bouts of multi-month downtime, and that is correct. Even at Disneyland, where APs are a little bit more forgiving of those things, it's very unusual to have like 3 months here, 3 months there, that kind of thing. Recurring throughout the most recent operational period, the area was hastily shut down due to fire alarms or other similar explanations. Now that's kind of interesting too. I've not really seen any alarms go off, let's say, throughout the operating course of any attraction's life cycle. Usually they have an announcement that goes over the air, code 101, that kind of thing. The attraction's down, please get out, that kind of, you know how that goes. But to actually have alarms go off, this is strange.
Yeah. Have you ever been exited from this particular roller coaster?
Not from this particular one, but I have been exited of my fair share of attractions over the years, mostly in the queues. That's not great. But you know how that goes.
All right. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Please continue.
Oh, no. In the final 2 weeks of operation, December 25th, 2023 through January 7th, 2024, Rock and Roller Coaster averaged 1 hour and 17 minutes worth of unexpected downtime per day, according to Thrill Data. It's interesting because I believe Len Testa over there at Touring Plans has actually been noting that breakdowns and unexpected downtime has been increasing ever since the pandemic, rather than decreasing to a very large degree, to the point where Len Testa has invested much time in figuring out why this is, because it is so prominent in his data right there. On December 27th, the ride was reportedly offline for a staggering 3 hours and 12 minutes during peak holiday crowds. That's crazy right there. And the reason why is why they're showing that this final break run here. The primary focus of recent refurbishment concerns Rock and Roller Coaster's final brake run. In this area, heavy vehicles are slowed down quickly by specialized roller coaster brakes. Reportedly, these brakes have been wearing down alarmingly quickly since the last refurbishment. It is possible that cost-mitigating executives, chiefly Jeff Vahle, opted for budget systems that do not satisfy the attraction's high demands. The result appears to be yet another refurbishment is underway to undo the changes made by the previous refurbishment less than a year ago.
Now, that is a name that we keep seeing come up when we talk about cost cutting at the parks and just trying to keep things running. I don't know if he's a person that is having unreasonable cost constraints put on him, or if he's a person who is trying to make budgetary targets in order to avoid a reduction in his staff. But that would be troublesome to me if my name kept coming up when it comes to things breaking down at the parks.
I would agree with you. And the reason why I think Jeff Vahle's name keeps coming up over and over again is because ever since like the 1990s, when the Paul Pressler era was still at play at Disneyland, the paradigm between operations and WDI shifted. To put it simply, WDI used to go in and change things willy-nilly without necessarily getting operational support or even reaching out to them to undergo those changes, which would result in operations having to get caught up to speed or having to live with the results of whatever WDI dreamt up. That paradigm was shifted so that operations could more heavily dictate what actually gets done by Imagineering. Well, what investments are made, how they're made, the layouts of such things, operational says in terms of like, hey, when you build a new attraction, you have to have this, that, and the other thing. And I believe we're at a point here where that operational paradigm or this kind of shift towards operations, it might have might have shifted too much that way. I'll put it that way.
Right, and to say that in in plain English for those who don't know, when WDI, which is Imagineering, will design something and it will be amazing, but then operations is in charge of maintaining it. And when operations comes in and sees their budget and they look at something amazing that happens to be up on a hill, like a lion statue or a panther statue over animatronic over in an outdoor panther animatronic over in, say, Frontierland over in Disneyland Paris, operations will say, should we do this or should we pay another few maintenance workers or custodial staff in order to keep the park clean? So they have a budget constraint and a budget fight within themselves in order to maintain what another department has put in. So this is a system that will almost always put operations in a bad spot as far as maintaining what WDI has put in place.
Thank you so much for for giving the explanation. I forget WDI, Walt Disney Imagineering. Maybe some people aren't up to speed. Thank you for clarifying that. But
no, that wasn't what I was correcting there. I just wanted to. These are two departments with two separate budgets that are at odds with each other. So
yeah, and you can actually see these things play out. For example, like in 1998, when WDI did New Tomorrowland for Disneyland, for example, they put in this like water splash play area that constantly kept breaking down, constantly kept having issues. They had to pour more and more money, invested into it in order to get, the pipe works and so forth underneath to get it all sorted out. The People Mover was replaced with rocket rods, and well, guess what? We have nothing on that track now because of WDI's decisions. So at that point, it was like, hey, we have to stop this unnecessary spending. We have to have more operational control, let's say, of what goes into the parks because, like you said, we have to maintain them. And in this instance, it looks like that has occurred once again. Rubber fumes reported by guests after final break run. Since reopening for the 2023 season, the attraction has received guest complaints about a burning rubber smell. These fumes are typically reported as guests exit the ride after the final brake run. The smell is almost certainly produced by burning metal coming into contact with rubber wheels. The policy was established that when a guest reported the fumes, the ride was supposed to be shut down. This is extraordinary right here. So your main operating cost when it comes to roller coasters is definitely your brakes. Because obviously, if it wears, it tears, and there's some kind of mechanical saying there.
Right, that velocity has to stop at some point, especially when it is full of your theme park guests.
Yeah. If it moves, it wears. If it wears, it fails. There you go. That's it.
There you go.
And yeah, I mean, you you do have to take that into account, right? But also, too, your wheels. Your wheels are unbelievably expensive, especially when you get to the higher velocities and higher heights and so forth. So I can understand why operations is saying, hey, let's go ahead and reduce these costs. But if you do it inadequately, well, now you're paying more money than you otherwise would, and that seems to be the case right here.
Of course. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for staying tuned to the end of the video. Like this video if you like this video. If you are curious about all these little refurbishment issues, and of course, we need to say rumors and speculation. We should have said that at the start of the video here. Rumors and speculation. We are hoping that everything is just fine, because personally, this is one of my favorite attractions at any Walt Disney World theme park. And I'm hoping that it will be back up and running just any day now, after it's fully fixed. That being said, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.